Over. Police arrest the man suspected of killing a Shreveport police officer, plus a 9-year-old boy shot in the head, a relative suspected in his death. And back-to-school concerns, why some parents are worried for their children's health.
It's a hot Thursday around the region as we take a look outside from our South Jackson sky cam. Lots of sunshine, just a few puffy clouds, some higher clouds in the distance. Over the radar right now to show you it is all quiet across most of the area. Just as expected, showers and thunderstorms stayed well to the north and east of us. I think there's just a slim chance of pop-up shower storm primarily to the north. I'll let you know if the rain chances will stay low into your Friday. Coming up.
Breaking news, Tammy. Police just arrested suspected Shreveport cop killer Grover Cannon.
That's right, Keegan. Now, police tell us that Cannon, right here, shot and killed Officer Thomas LaValle. Now, investigators say the shooting happened while the officer was responding to a call about a prowler. Police captured Cannon a little over an hour ago. They found him near the scene of last night's deadly shooting. Police say Cannon has a long criminal history, mostly property crimes, but detectives say he may have been connected to a shooting just last month.
He was doing what he loved. He did not hesitate to confront a bad person. In this day and time, where it's become popular to denigrate law enforcement officers, here's a chance to do something good, to say something great about a great young officer that laid his life down, that literally sacrificed his life to help others. Never forget that.
Yeah, LaValle is the first Shreveport officer to die in the line of duty in the last 5 years. Now, before his arrest, police in Jackson were searching for Cannon. Jackson police say they got a tip that he was headed to our area. This morning, armed officers searched Union Station in downtown Jackson looking for him. The search left some passengers scared.
Scary. I mean, it's scary. I mean, riding anything now. I mean, whether anyone kill anyone or not, but just people they're just going crazy.
He may get on a Greyhound bus later or a train or things of that nature. So we will be monitoring the situation.
Well, once again, police captured Cannon around 3:30 p.m. No word on what charges he's facing just yet. Well, the man Perrin County deputies say they arrested in connection to reports of shots fired near Camp Shelby goes to court tomorrow. 61-year-old Alfred Berea says he made his truck backfire, and that's what caused his arrest. Bomb squads investigated a strange package in Berea's truck, but they didn't find any explosives.
He is admitted to being the one driving the vehicle and admitted to being in those locations.
Berea faces charges for disturbing the peace and being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. Well, this is new at 5. State agents are searching for an officer's missing gun. MBI agents swarmed a house in Jackson after getting a report that an officer's car was broken into and a weapon was stolen out of it. MBI took fingerprints from the scene this morning. If you have any information that can help police, call Crime Stoppers at 601-355-TIPS. Well, Keegan, a man in Macomb has been arrested in connection to a 9-year-old boy's death.
Tammy, Macomb police arrested Willie Wilkinson Jr. at the scene after 9-year-old Jadarius Wilkinson died from a bullet to the head. The coroner says the two are related, but not how. Wilkinson faces charges of felon in possession of a firearm. Police are holding him at the Pike County Detention Center and say more charges are possible. Now to an update from Hazelhurst. We have this exclusive surveillance video from a gas station showing a truck smashing into a Hibbett sports store. The impact left shattered glass and clothes scattered all over yesterday. You could even see shoes stuck in the ceiling. At least 5 people were hurt.
It could have been a lot worse because, I mean, he actually cut through pump 12 and 13. Like, he could have hit a pump, anything could have blew up. I had just, like, walked back in here. I had just left Hibbett's.
One woman taken to the hospital, Marilyn Haley, has been released. There's no word on the other 4 injured yet. Warren County deputies have a man in custody they say killed 2 people in a drunk driving crash. The Vicksburg Post reports 31-year-old Joseph White turned himself into authorities. A grand jury indicted White on 2 counts of aggravated DUI causing death or injury. White faces between 5 and 25 years in prison for each charge against him. We now know the name of the woman killed in a fiery car crash. It happened yesterday morning along Elton Road in Jackson. The Hinds County coroner says 57-year-old Pearlie Culver died when her car slammed into a tree and caught fire. Officials say she died from the impact. It's back to school today for some, Tammy, but parents are saying one county is not ready.
That's right. Over in a minute, 16 WAPT's Jennifer Ortega joins us live in the newsroom. A lot of construction still going on.
Tammy, these parents are upset. They say with all that construction, the kids are just not safe. And now parents sent us these pictures claiming there's mold inside the building. Now the superintendent tells me they started renovations in June, and at some point they ran into asbestos. But it's been cleaned up since then, and school leaders were hoping construction would be done for the first day of school, but some recent rains pushed the project behind.
You have nothing to worry about. We don't have mold or mildew, we don't have asbestos, and in the rooms where there's a possibility that there might be mold and mildew, which we don't believe, there won't be any students or teachers there.
Yesterday I was here. The smell reeked of mold, but they said it was not mold, and I know what mold smells like. So I'm very upset with that because our children shouldn't be here today.
Now, the superintendent says the high school was built in the 50s, and it's not surprising asbestos was found in the building. We also spoke to the school's principal. You'll hear from him coming up at 6 tonight.
So some asbestos found in the building. They're not surprised, but they're trying to take care of it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, Jennifer Ortega live for us. Thanks so much, Jennifer. Well, more than 15 school districts started school today. Rankin, Pearl, and Madison all started today. Students don't head back to Clinton Public Schools until August the 14th. And kids are not the only ones getting ready to head back to school. Over 4,000 JPS staff members attended the district's annual back-to-school event. Last year, JPS changed their policy on the convocation after a teacher complained about the ceremony's heavy focus on prayers and sermons. But that did not stop the speakers from getting into the moment. JPS classes start on August the 10th. Well, a twist in the investigation of a Nigerian scam, Keegan.
Tammy, a Mississippi woman first believed to be a victim of that internet scam, now faces charges in connection to it. The Sun-Herald reports Ann Franzen of The Kill received over $3 million in fake checks and money orders. Authorities originally considered her a victim, but now say she was behind the scam. Franzen, a Nigerian man, and 5 others face various federal charges. In Commitment 2016, 10 GOP presidential candidates will face off in the first formal debate tonight. 16 WAPT's Sally Kidd is live from our D.C. newsroom with a preview. Sally.
Well, Keegan, analysts say this could be a pivotal night for Donald Trump, who is leading the pack by double digits. But you can bet everyone on that crowded stage will be trying to stand out. It's the first official showdown of the 2016 campaign. But with the Iowa caucus still 6 months out, how much will it matter?
It will matter in terms of giving a little bit of momentum to a particular candidate, maybe letting them break out of the pack, which I think is critical for these various candidates.
Tonight's debate gives the top 10 GOP contenders a primetime opportunity to reach a national audience.
This is one of those events in presidential history where if you make a big guffaw, you're out.
But analysts say as presidential debates go, most people aren't paying attention this early in the game.
I think debates are primarily for the insider activists and for the media.
The difference this time around is what some are calling the Trump factor.
You're going to have those Americans that are going to say to themselves, what will Donald Trump say?
Trump will be front and center on the debate stage based on his lead in the polls. He's considered the wild card of the bunch, given his brash style and penchant for blasting his opponents.
I think a lot of these candidates are going to try to stump Trump, but I think it's very difficult to do that to him. And it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts. He works well on his feet, and I think we'll probably see that tonight.
Now, the candidates will get 1 minute to answer each question and 30 seconds for rebuttal. Live in Washington, Sally Kidd, 16 WAPT News. Keegan.
Okay, thanks, Sally. Meanwhile, CNN is hosting the first Democratic presidential debate in Nevada on October 13th. Presidential hopefuls Hillary Clinton, Senator Bernie Sanders, and former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley are expected to participate. There's no word on a specific location just yet. CNN will host a Republican debate in September. Entergy customers could see a refund on their next bill. Company officials say it's because of lower natural gas prices. Last year, the company predicted higher prices before they bought the natural gas, and now they say they're passing on the savings to customers. Officials say Entergy customers could notice a change to their bills in the next few months. The FAA is giving nearly $5 million in grants to 3 airports in the state. The money will be shared between Gulfport, Kosciuszko, and Starkville. Gulfport will use its share to improve noise mitigation. Kosciuszko will be repairing its runways, and Starkville's George M. Bryan Airport says it will improve safety. Okay, Nathan, when it comes to the temperatures, you say we don't look like we're going to drop below 95 anytime soon.
Yeah, yesterday I said if we hit 95 for today, that puts the first place position at risk. I think it's a guarantee. I think this is going to be the longest stretch of 95-degree heat or higher in recorded history, because it's going to be a sizzler out there this weekend. I'll let you know how high the mercury will climb coming up.
Authorities are releasing more information on the theater attack in Tennessee. New details on the now deceased suspect. And today marks the 70th anniversary of the bombing of Hiroshima. We'll explain why a tree is a part of the commemoration. You're watching 16 WAPT live at 5.
Lots of sunshine all across central Mississippi for our Thursday, and as expected, the shower and thunderstorm activity really stayed to the north and east of us. It's been raining Starkville through Columbus, also Tupelo throughout most of the day with scattered showers and storms. But you see what's happening here. As that line tries to drift its way down to the south, it is just falling apart. So there's just a very slim chance of an isolated shower storm popping up. And I think that even includes you folks in Holmes County and Itala County. A little bit of light rain just working its way into northern parts of Itala County, but that will continue to drift its way off to the east. Take a look at the bigger picture here. The rain that we so desperately need, it's over into Alabama. It's raining like cats and dogs over into Birmingham, and that continues to surge its way over to the east. So we stay dry here in central Mississippi. Let's switch things over. Take a look outside. If you are headed to the baseball game for tonight, over to the Braves game, no worries. Just hot and humid out there, so make sure you stay cool and stay hydrated. The high for today, we topped out at 99 degrees at the airport. The low this morning, we only dropped down to 75. We're going to see that once again for tonight, with lows only dropping down into the mid-70s. Out there right now, temperature is sitting at 96 degrees. Real feel is at 103. Humidity 43%, and winds from the west-southwest about 9 miles per hour. The highest real feel for today topped out at 104 at the airport. And as we take a look at real feels around the rest of the area, pretty much everybody is above 100, with the exception where they've seen the showers and storms off to the north and to the east. Look at the temperature difference. 84 in Columbus, 84 in Tupelo, 95 though in Macomb, and 93 in Natchez. And we have been seeing a little bit of mixing with some drier air through the afternoon hours. So the dew points have been able to drop down to the 60s, but we'll see those dew points rise back into the low to mid 70s for tonight. So there's that energy with the showers and thunderstorms sailing its way off to the east of us along that boundary. Low pressure system wrapping its way through the Tennessee and Ohio valleys. High pressure off to the west. That is just a dome of heat, sinking air, and that means it is really going to become very hot here as the high pressure gets a little bit closer to us for this weekend. So with that boundary still around the vicinity on our Friday, sometimes these things are a little bit sneaky. Just have a potential of an isolated pop-up shower storm, but most of us will be dry on our Friday. And then, yeah, record heat is possible as we head into this weekend and also for the start of the new work week. 76 for tonight, another steam bath. 99 for the high to close out the work week on our Friday. Real field numbers 100 or higher. And as we take a look at your 7-day forecast, these are the air temperatures now. 101 on Saturday, 103 on Sunday, also into Monday. Real field numbers, I would say 105 to 110, maybe even higher than that, especially for folks in the Delta. And you notice there, Keegan, the rain chances are pretty slim, and that's pretty important because we have burn bans that are continuing to be posted. The newest counties to the list for today: Lincoln County, Amick County, and Humphreys County. So be smart. Don't throw your cigarette butts out the window, and no burning. I would say for the entire central Mississippi area.
Exactly. All right. Thanks, Nathan. Well, tonight is Pink the Park night for the Mississippi Braves. The team is asking fans to wear pink in honor of breast cancer awareness. Survivors and their family members will get $5 discounted tickets. The team will sport special pink jerseys and auction some of those off during the game. All proceeds from that auction will go towards breast cancer research. Authorities say the suspect in the Tennessee theater attack may have wanted to set off a bomb. New details from that investigation coming up. You're watching 16 WAPT live at 5. Today marks the 70th anniversary of the bombing of Hiroshima. Tammy.
That's right. Aixa Diaz has more from our Washington newsroom.
Tammy, a small tree here in D.C. is part of a big moment in world history.
Every tree has a story.
This story began nearly 400 years ago in Japan.
An old tree has a wide trunk.
This bonsai, now 390 years old, is one of dozens of trees the Japanese gave the U.S. to commemorate the bicentennial in 1976. But it wasn't until years later the National Arboretum realized the piece of history it had on display.
In 2001, there were some very special, unexpected guests that came.
The visitors were the grandsons of the man who donated the bonsai. They revealed just how unique the tree really is.
This tree was in Hiroshima, about 2 miles away from the atomic bomb blast.
The bonsai withstood the bomb, protected by the walls around its master's home. The Arboretum says 70 years later, the tree is in perfect health, with a story all its own.
I think anyone who walks past this bonsai will know that it stands out just by its beauty alone.
The Arboretum, which is part of the Department of Agriculture, says caring for the tree requires plenty of water, pruning, and sculpting. In Washington, Aixa Diaz, 16 WAPT News.
Well, a federal judge is forcing Bill Cosby to testify under oath in a civil lawsuit. The woman who brought the lawsuit claims Cosby sexually assaulted her 40 years ago when she was just 15 years old. More than 24 women claim Cosby sexually assaulted them over the years. Cosby has denied any wrongdoing. Both parties head to court in October. Well, police say the man who attacked several people inside that Tennessee theater had a pellet gun, you see it right here, and a hatchet. Police just released these photos today. And tonight, detectives now say the theater attacker had propane and lighter fluid. They say he may have wanted to set off an explosive. The SWAT team shot and killed 29-year-old Vicente Montano. Investigators say he was homeless and had been committed to a mental institution 4 different times. Some people are calling for armed guards now at theaters across the U.S. Speaking of theater attacks, a Colorado jury is still deciding whether to sentence convicted theater shooter James Holmes to death or give him life in prison. Holmes murdered 12 people when he opened fire inside that theater in 2012. His parents say he suffered from mental illness. Well, voter ID took a big hit in Texas. A federal appeals panel says the law is discriminatory against minorities and violates the 1965 Voting Rights Act. Texas enacted the law 4 years ago. It forces voters to show their ID when they get to the polls. Now, the judges have sent the law back to the lower court to figure out how to fix the discriminatory aspects. Mississippi enacted our voter ID law in 2014. Well, Keegan, a late-night host, is saying goodbye.
He is, Tammy. Jon Stewart has his final show tonight. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has a look back at the career of the Daily Show host.
Tonight, 16 years after his first wisecrack as host of The Daily Show.
Welcome to The Daily Show. Craig Kilborn is on assignment in Kuala Lumpur.
Jon Stewart signing off for the last time.
Am I crazy?
Fans lining up outside of the Comedy Central show studio in New York for hours today just to be there for the final taping.
I just hope we get as much done as possible. I hope it's something really special and memorable and worth the wait.
The comedian known for relentlessly targeting politicians.
Are you willing, Mr. President, to trust Governor Bush with our foreign policy.
I am not willing to take that chance again, John.
And mocking the media, especially Fox News.
I know you're very frightened.
Stepping away, he says, to spend more time with his family.
It's been an absolute privilege.
Stewart interviewed everyone from fellow actors to world leaders.
I can't believe that you're leaving before me.
He helped launch the fame of straight-faced stars, including Steve Carell, John Oliver, and Stephen Colbert.
Aloha, John.
The 52-year-old's insights at times cutting and often controversial, but to his loyal fans bringing a unique and hilarious perspective that can't be replaced.
And some changes in store when comic Trevor Noah takes over as host, but fans can still see a part of Daily Show history with Stewart's desk being put on display at the museum in Washington, D.C. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
Analysts say the pay TV industry is taking a hit. Media stocks have been falling. For instance, the Wall Street Journal reports Dish Network lost 81,000 pay TV customers this quarter. That's compared with a loss of 44,000 last year. China wants to ban sex on social media and other platforms. The country has an anti-pornography office. It says cell phone sex videos are derailing social decency. They want prosecutors to get tougher on people who upload sexual content online. This crackdown comes after a sex video taken inside a clothing retailer went viral online. As we head to break, here's a look at your stocks. As we mentioned, Tammy, school started today for some students in central Mississippi.
That's right. And we want to see all of your back-to-school pictures. You can post them on the U Local section of WAPT.com. Now, here are a couple of shots we already have in. Lucas Nelson, a sophomore, and Chloe Nelson, an 8th grader, waiting on the school bus to start the brand new school year. We also have a picture of Mike. He's a senior at Brandon High School with plans to join the Navy when he graduates. Our assignment editor will be happy to hear that. You can post your photos, too. Just head over to our website at WAPT.com and look under the U Local section. Keegan?
All right. Thanks, Tammy. It's an exciting time. Back to school. First day.
Yeah, the old days for us, right?
Yeah, the old days. A hot first day back.
Yeah, the good thing about going to school is they had an air conditioner, or at least most of them did, because it's going to be scorching out there this weekend. Take a look at this. Highs 98 to 103. Real field numbers, this is around the metro, 103 to as high as 110. The Delta, you might see real field numbers as high as 115. Just a very slim chance of an isolated pop-up shower storm. We haven't seen heat like this, Keegan, since, I would say, 2010, back in August when it reached about 105. Here's 7-day forecast. There's your numbers into the low 100s. Maybe a little bit cooler by the end of the 7-day.
And we got to remember, these kind of temperatures are potentially dangerous.
Yeah, they certainly can be dangerous, so be smart, stay hydrated, and stay cool.
Okay, Nathan. Everyone, we will see you again at 6 o'clock.